In the state of Texas, a significant change is on the horizon with the introduction of the Uniform States Sales Tax Act. This groundbreaking legislation aims to repeal all existing real estate and personal property taxes in favour of a unified sales tax structure that promises to simplify taxation for citizens while addressing long-standing financial inequities. The Act has emerged in response to numerous violations of established protocols and standards, including the Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice and the Texas Property Tax Code. These violations have led to the overvaluation of properties, resulting in excessive taxation that has stripped property owners of their equity. School district bonds have often been leveraged against these inflated valuations, complicating financial scenarios for families and communities alike. The Uniform State Sales Tax is not just a simple tax overhaul. It represents an opportunity to restore balance to the property rights of owners throughout Texas. By eliminating property taxes altogether, homeowners will finally own their land in perpetuity, free from the burden of taxation that has historically encumbered real estate ownership. The Act emphasises that all forms of taxes, including special assessments, should no longer hinder an individual's ownership and economic freedoms as of the date this Act is signed into law. The Act, upon its passage, will define the Uniform State Sales Tax as a comprehensive tax system. Initially, it will consist of the existing 8.25% state sales tax, augmented with an additional 6.75% specifically aimed at replacing the outdated real estate and ad valorem tax systems. For the first 3 years, this combination will establish a total sales tax rate of 15%, which is expected to stabilise at around 12% once outstanding school district bond debts are reduced to zero. One of the key components of this legislation is its stringent criteria regarding school district bond debts. Any district that incurs bond debt exceeding 15% of the median assessed home value will face immediate bankruptcy unless it can demonstrate ability to pay off said debts within a 3-year timeframe. This provision seeks to mitigate the fiscal irresponsibility that has plagued numerous school districts and ensure that taxpayers are not left holding the bag for unsustainable financial practices. The Act does outline a series of exemptions to ensure that essential services and entities are not adversely affected by the new tax structure. Governmental entities, religious organisations, educational institutions, and manufacturers of goods will be exempt from the Uniform States Sales Tax. Additionally, the Act stipulates that insurance premiums shall also be exempted, underscoring the Act's commitment to protecting vital sectors of the economy. Moreover, the Act provides for the exclusion of several specific services and properties from the sales tax, ensuring that personal financial assets such as monetary instruments, financial investments, and intercompany services remain untouched. Homeowners associations will also retain specific protections, as they will not have the authority to foreclose on properties for failure to pay dues, though they can place liens or pursue legal actions against owners for defaults. The comptroller's role in implementing and enforcing this new tax structure will be crucial. They are tasked with adopting all necessary rules to ensure a smooth transition to the Uniform States Sales Tax. Accountability will be a cornerstone of this new system, as all proceeds collected from this tax will be deposited into the General Revenue Fund, facilitating the functions of local and state political subdivisions. As the date of enactment approaches, local value-added taxes, property taxes, and ad valorem taxes will be repealed, integrating them seamlessly into the new sales tax framework. A political subdivision shall not impose any new sales or use tax after the effective date of this Act. Furthermore, established local taxes that previously supported school construction and maintenance will be replaced under the new Uniform States Sales Tax system, which mandates transparency and competitive bidding for all school-related projects. Essentially, the Uniform State Sales Tax Act aims to create a more equitable financial landscape by providing all stakeholders with the necessary tools to function without the traditional burdens of property tax. School districts will now be tasked only with efficient operation, limited to the maximum revenues allowed under the new tax structure. There will be no more negotiation of financial rights or reliance on reserve funds for private development projects. All previously established funding mechanisms that relied on property tax revenues, such as tax increment financing, local hotel occupancy taxes, and property tax abatement programs, will also be repealed, marking a definitive end to past practices that convoluted the financial responsibilities of Texas school districts. In addition, the Act introduces an obligation for school districts to provide comprehensive financial disclosures within 30 days of enactment, detailing their bond schedules and operational finances. Failure to comply will result in immediate bankruptcy proceedings aimed at restoring an efficient education system for the benefit of students without further burdening property taxpayers. This stark shift in accountability underscores the transition from a culture of reliance on property taxes to one of fiscal responsibility and transparency. In terms of governance, a private citizens board composed of property owners will oversee the enforcement of the new funding structure within school districts, ensuring that local voices are prioritised in financial matters. As the transition unfolds, the Act will also provide for the ongoing reassessment of legislative needs to fully implement its provisions. The Commissioner of Education will be responsible for producing an annual report detailing educational funding dynamics, giving citizens clear insight into the flow of taxpayer dollars. In conclusion, the Uniform States Sales Tax Act represents a monumental shift in Texas tax policy. By repealing the traditional reliance on property taxes and implementing a comprehensive sales tax framework, it aims to equalize financial burdens, promote transparency, and restore the rights of property owners across the state. As Texans prepare for this new era in taxation, the hope is that the Uniform States Sales Tax will unite communities under a fairer, more efficient, and transparent financial system that aligns with the principles of accountability and fiscal responsibility.